The button has been struck.
Yep. Now we just gotta wait.
Greetings. Well, wait a second, and then yours will be up. Well, I'll be up.
It should be up. We should be live.
Hello.
You just ding, so you went live.
Ding. I am here.
Fries are done. Oh, great.
Ding,
This is the
ding,
first
ding,
time
ding.
I've heard your microphone fart since we've been setting everything up.
Yeah, because I just decided it's a good time to move it up like 3 or 4.
Yep.
And it doesn't like when I touch it. Don't worry. That is only a thing for 3 more days, 2 more days.
Yes.
It's all going up. Anyways, welcome.
Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen and ladies. Am I kidding? It's just gentlemen.
Some ladies. There are. Yeah, so I'm Crusty, and you're Salt.
I am Salt, and this is our new version of Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, except vape and thong, so.
Hey,
Imagine. Too early? No, it's never too early, man.
Never too early. This is the first episode of Crusty Salt, new podcast thing. Talked about this, God, what, 3-4 years ago on a stream I did.
Yep.
I'm certain Rivet has mentioned it as well. This is just a fancy thing. We're going to sit here and complain.
Rant
About
the state of everything.
technology, gaming.
Yep.
Phoenix is in my stream. Hello.
Hey, TBM.
Welcome. Star is
Milky.
also here.
Yeah, we got a gaggle already. I've got
Yeah.
couple.
I posted a link to mine in the Elite Show chat.
Of course, you rat bastard. If you want to see the high quality
Russ.
stream, come over to my channel, or you can
If
just
you want
watch
to
it
see the
after the
low
fact.
quality stream, come over to my channel. Look, Russ, there's no cap on this bottle. You can't make memes out of me today. Oh no, I'm spilling it all over my keyboard.
Good thing you spent all your money on your sound gear. You need new.
Yeah, my new microphones dropped a couple $100 on that, and everything's about to go downhill. All right, so there's a bunch of people over here. What are we doing? Cam TLA, welcome. Black Ops and Star Wizard. What is this? This is a new podcast where
Yep.
everything goes down. As you can tell by my title, it's all downhill from here.
Yeah, we discussed this. We're doing the regular podcast we were doing for the Brew Gaming Network. We did that for
Yeah,
better
we
part
did
of a
a
year.
PGN podcast for about, I think it was close to a year. Yeah. And we quit that just basically because everyone got bored of it. It was hard to keep people on that weren't just me, Cartooner, and Black Ops.
Yeah, it was a
And,
nightmare.
I don't know how anyone can put up with them on a weekly basis. So,
It was weird.
No, it got kind of rough. Cartooner still does it from time to time, but
Every now and
basically we've decided to not revive it. We've decided to come back into our own little show here.
Yeah, most of the times whenever we were doing the podcast, you and I would end up getting into these debates and these discussions, and we'd kind of monopolize and take over on everybody else. And we might as well have our own shit show.
We
instead
decided
of
to cut
taking
out
over
the
somebody
middleman.
else's. Yeah, that way we don't have like Armor just sitting in the background making memes, anything. We
Armor
may have
just sat in
guessed
the background and played. What was it? Not Dwarf Fortress? What was that?
RimWorld.
No, it wasn't Rimworld. It was the Minecraft thing.
Oh,
I can't remember the name of it.
Dwarves and something.
Dwarves versus Zombies.
Yeah.
Dwarves versus Zombies. He used to just sit there and do that. So we decided to cut that out. No
Sorry,
more
everyone
Dwarves
was
versus
saying that
Zombies.
they're kind of like freaking out that they've seen my face.
Yeah, look at that, Jeff. I have special guest Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges. I should have done my mustache up. I should have actually tweaked it a little bit more because it's
I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna
let me just. Oh
twist
dear
my little
God.
goatee.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
do some mine.
it's not like the first time I've ever done a face cam or anything. I mean, this is not
Yeah.
foreign.
I
thing
just
to me.
don't like doing them. I end up spending too much time looking over there and thinking, gee, God, I look goofy. And then I end up taking a drink with a cap on, and it becomes a meme for like a month.
Pretty much.
So yeah, it's a whole new world. It's a brave new world where we sit here and complain about technology
Chris,
and everything. In the
I just
Hi.
had the nicest comment. Melky just said, first of all, when I imagined how you looked, I didn't think of you being blonde. Melky, I hate to bust your bubble, but this is... I'm a silver fox.
That's not a hair color. That's age.
That's the absence of color. The yellow is there. I mean, there is a bit of a yellow tint, but that's because I use gorilla snot. It's a hair gel. It's yellow, and when I put it in, it actually colored my hair a little yellow, so it made it look blonde instead of this. So I have the world's cheapest coloring. So yeah.
Made it even better. There's like a running joke between me and my dad where he called Gorilla Glue Gorilla Snot. So for a minute I'm sitting there imagining you put Gorilla Glue in your hair
Yeah, Gorilla Glue.
That's how I do my hair in the morning. I just pour Gorilla Glue on there. It lasts for about 2 or 3 weeks.
I used to use Crazy
And,
Glue. I honestly did. I used to put Crazy Glue, wood glue, all that kind of stuff in my hair.
Yeah, I mean, why not? It's good. It's good for something. I'm certain.
Cartooner's like, I'm happy to see how Chris's face fills up the entire frame because I zoomed right in.
Hi.
There you go. Yeah, so Cartooner, you
yeah.
can also see that you are in the background as well. On
And
the
Cartooner,
GTA.
I hope you're happy. I made the most amazing thumbnail in the world.
Yep.
This first
So,
episode.
shall we get actually like to brass tacks? What we're actually here for, instead of just rambling.
Yeah, I mean that's the most broad perspective of it. But what we will be rambling about,
Games,
I'm certain you're all willing to want to know. Games, first
Games,
of all.
things that make us angry.
Games, most games do. We're going to talk about Fallout 4 a lot, I'm certain. No, I have a new Fallout 4 I can complain about, but we'll get to that. And technology, probably mostly right now Ryzen and AMD, because we
Take care, TBM.
like AMD by TBM. Not in my chat, but yeah. And we are both streaming this, by the way. I don't know about Rivet, but I linked all of Rivet's various depositories on in my descriptions, and
I
so
think you're in there. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure.
Don't know.
Yeah, so I'm just going to preface this. A lot of times when I do my streams, I like to pay conversational attention to the chat. So unless there's going to be questions and stuff asked, you guys just saying hello and stuff, I'm going to kind of ignore it. If there's questions, I'm going to try to keep track of it. So
I'll be kind of watching the chat a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably more along the lines I'll say, like, what are your opinions, and look over and do stuff like that.
Exactly.
I'm probably not going to focus exclusively on the chat. This is breaking a rule of mine for streaming, but
yeah,
it's
so
fine.
it's breaking mine as well. So I just want to preface this so that people don't get upset, because I know you and I are both very active in being, keeping our chat active, and we pay a lot of attention to the people that come into our stream. So I want to make sure that they don't feel neglected or dejected.
Yeah.
Or
So we'd love you all, even though I'm pretty sure everyone was watching my end.
Even Cartoon.
I think
we
Cam
love.
TLA, who's one of my regulars, is not a Legion, but I think he's
I'm
the only
curious
one.
to see which one Nate goes to watch, you or me.
No, I don't know. He's the one he donated to you.
You can't donate to you.
Not donate. I don't know.
Wow.
I need to get to 1,000 subs so I can get that special super like button, whatever that is.
Yeah, the super likes.
So everybody come and subscribe to me.
Okay, so you mentioned earlier that you had some stuff you wanted to rant about. So
Okay.
let's start it off.
I was hoping to have a better rant about this. Tomoki, welcome. I saw
You stole Tomoki from me?
I stole Tomoki. He's been coming over here. He told me the other day he's been coming over here to talk about shopping lists too much.
Shopping list?
I don't know. He said something about you talk about your shopping lists too much. I don't know. But, so... Actually, I can change my background footage for this. I was intending... My intention... Hold on. Sorry, this is going to be the fun part where I start playing a video in the background, so I can just let that play.
Milky's getting upset at Tomoki.
I'm just gonna skip ahead. There we go. Actually, I probably shouldn't skip ahead. But anyways, so Mass Effect Andromeda is a game that came out very recently. It's out now, and I want to complain about it because I'm a very big Mass Effect fan. I love the original trilogy. It's one of my favorite.
Yeah, the first three were amazing.
Go ahead. This footage in the background by Giant Bomb. I never watched Giant Bomb before. I just typed in Mass Effect Andromeda. It was the first thing that popped up, and I clicked on it so I could have some footage in the background for mine. So shout out to Giant Bomb. But anyways, I enjoyed Mass Effect. My intention was I was going to buy EA Access. And I was going to, because you get EA Access, you can get access to the game.
Yeah,
like
you get
5 or 6 days early. It's out now for people who have EA Access, and I was going to play it so I could make an informed opinion of my own. I haven't done that because I spent all my money on a new microphone, which I think is a better trade-off because everything I've seen about this game so far says it is garbage, or at least compared to the original trilogy, it is garbage. The facial animations are rough. The story isn't particularly good. I've heard a lot of on-off things. Apparently that doesn't play when it's minimized. I'm trying to keep minimized so I don't get spoiled on my own. But yeah, looking like just the footage I have in the background, the facial animations don't inspire great confidence within me.
Yeah, I don't know what I've got. I got some trailer going on, so.
But yeah, it's something I was hoping would be a lot better.
You know what though? After Fallout, I'm kind of used to really bad,
Yeah, well, my thing is, and there have been so many hit and miss games recently in the world, and It's horrible.
Well,
And Fallout 4 really started that for me because that was the last game I pre-ordered, and that was the first game I pre-ordered since I think Halo Reach, when I was still into Halo and Xbox. So it hurts me a little bit on the inside when all these. Because the only reason I pre-ordered Fallout is because I love Fallout. I mean, I love Fallout. Fallout's one of my favorite series. I feel burned on Fallout 4. If you want to go back and rewatch our Fallout 4 podcast and how much we praised it versus what I talk about the way I talk about it now.
Oh god, the first 2 weeks of Fallout 4 were great, but then
the first 2 weeks when you have that moment, you start playing. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. The graphics were fantastic. I don't think anybody had any performance issues with it. Major performance issues. It was new.
Yeah.
And then when we had a chance to stand back and look at it, it was garbage. And Jesus Christ, that woman looks like a hooker.
I've got developers in the background that are like playing the game and stuff, so I'm getting crap.
Yeah, it was like we all talked about Fallout 4 in such high esteem, and then like a month later, we were all saying it's such a terrible thing, and then 2 months later, the DLC started getting announced, and it was even worse.
Oh, that's when I lost faith.
Yeah, that was really when I lost faith, because I still enjoyed Fallout 4. Like the base game of Fallout 4, it was not my favorite Fallout game. It was not my favorite game ever. For what I paid like $40 for it, I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I thought it was a fun game. I've got like 150 some odd hours out of the game now. But there was just, looking back, it was not as good of a game as it was supposed to be. It was not as good of a game as I thought it would be, and I think that's kind of something I'm looking at with Andromeda now. Nothing has come out so far with Andromeda that has really spoken to me and said that's going to be a fantastic game. But now that the reviews are out, now the details are out, it's rough.
You know what though? Like, everyone's getting all bent out of shape over the facial animations, and that's just one of the minimal things that you can actually get out. I mean, if the storylines are, if the gameplay's there,
facial animations, they're kind of rough.
Yeah, but you know what I find funny is that a lot of the games that had the facial animations and stuff done spot on, the gameplay was absolute crap. So if you're going to take Mafia 3, the facial animations and all that stuff was spot on. That game was a stinking pile of turds as far as like how it played. So
yeah, I don't know. It was. I mean,
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the chat, and people are freaking out by the fact of my age and how I look and everything. It's like kind of like they finally come to realizations. Like, you've got a really young voice, but you're an old bastard.
See, I've got the exact opposite problem with that, where everyone thinks I'm about 70, and I'm really 19.
Oh, by the way,
even in real life, most people think I'm like 30.
Tomoki's here, so.
Smokey. Oh, you stole Smokey back?
I think everyone made him feel guilty. Yeah, it's happening.
It's terrible. Why would you do that? No.
We can share.
You can go wherever you want.
No, I just have people just come by and pop in and say hello anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. But so Mass Effect, I'm angry. Pre-ordering games, don't do it.
I'm not. I've never had any intention of pre-ordering Mass Effect. I mean,
I did when it first came out, because like I said, I'm a huge Mass Effect fan, but now that I've seen more of it, and as the trailers kind of came out, there was nothing about it that stood out to me as like, I need to play this game.
Like, I got to beta test the original one.
Yeah. Like
the original Mass Effect. I was one of the beta testers for that back before they actually did a whole lot of that, so.
Mass Effect, I've always really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's one of my, honestly, so far as story goes, it's probably my favorite series. Yeah. I've played the original trilogy probably 10 times over. It's like I said, there's just nothing about this game that stands out to me. It's something that I have to go out of my way to own, and that's really saying something. I feel like, I know there's for every single game there's a super elite fanboy line of people, Fallout 4, that will defend the game for anything.
I always thought that it should have just been ended as a trilogy. I thought they ended it and everything was
done.
I
that's what I was really thinking, and this just seems like a blatant money grab to me almost. If they'd done well, I'd be like, cool, but this...
I don't know. I mean, I'm not... Again, I'm going to reserve my rights to hate it or not until it comes out. Like, I'm going to wait for the actual reviews. Like, right now, they're still beta testing it, so I'm sure there's a bunch of bugs that they're working out.
It's out, though, is the thing. It's out if you have EA access. It's not like beta.
I thought they had 10 hours only to play it.
Oh, it's 10 hours, but you can figure out a lot about a game in 10 hours.
Well, there's still a lot that... In Mass Effect, I mean, you're looking at 100 hours easy in those games.
Yeah, I agree, but, just from what we've seen of it so far, it's... I think after 10 hours, I can form a fairly solid opinion about a
Oh,
game.
yeah.
I haven't played it. Like I said, I was going to buy EA Access and play it, but I spent all my money on a microphone and a bunch of audio equipment.
Yeah.
Had I not done that, had I gone through and actually, bought EA Access, I was planning on streaming it yesterday and, forming a more educated opinion. Maybe not next week, but the week after, when I've got more free time and a little bit more money, I may go back and play it and actually come back with an informed opinion. But from what I've seen of it and what I've heard, it looks rough.
Yeah.
It's very rough.
But again, I mean, a lot of AAA titles come out and they don't really... Like, something like Mass Effect, the expectations are going to be, like, way up here. And then even if the game gets released at, like, 90% of those expectation levels, people are still going to be pissed about the fact. Like, that's why I was so shocked that people were, like, happy with the new Zelda game. Because the hype for that was, like, overwhelming. So, it was like, any flaws in that... But I think people just give Nintendo a pass anyway. I mean,
Nintendo's done some absolute garbage, and they still...
Yeah, they pick the same game and they just change a different color and add a new Pokemon to it, and it's new Pokemon.
Well, Breath of the Wild, another game I haven't played. It looks really good though.
With the Zelda?
It's a Zelda game.
At 720p, it looks amazing.
Granted, I haven't played Zelda, like, not visually. I think visually it's kind of rough. But as a game, from what I've heard of it and the reviews I've seen so far, it looks like a very enjoyable game.
Unless, what is it?
I'm not about to buckle down and buy
somebody.
$300
I think
console.
Is it Total Biscuit gave it a 7?
No,
it
was
or Jim Sterling.
Jim Sterling gave it a
7 out of 10.
Very, very rough. Tab over to the Zelda video now again by Giant Bomb, showing off all the Giant Bomb stuff. They just happen to have a lot of games or videos about games we're talking about right now. I don't know. It looks like a good game. Like I said, the only Zelda game I've ever played has been Ocarina of Time, and that was 10 years ago. So I can't say much. I've never been a huge Nintendo person. I had an N64, no, not N64. I had an NES. I had a GameCube. I've had Game Boys. The Switch doesn't really appeal to me as a concept because I don't mobile game. If I'm gonna go out, I'm either gonna, most of the time, if I'm sitting there waiting for something to happen, I'm gonna pull out my phone.
There's only one place that we all mobile game.
That's on the toilet.
Sitting on the toilet.
Everybody games on the toilet.
And they gave you a plastic screen so you could sit on the toilet and you could wipe it with toilet paper and not worry about it. I don't know.
It's one of those things.
I'm not going to say. I'm going to be the one guy that will say, I had no intentions of getting a Switch. I have no intentions of ever getting a Switch until they come out with a Switch 2.0 or something where they actually give me like better Joy-Cons and like a glass case or a glass screen. For $300, there's nothing in that screams $300.
I feel like, standing back, game-wise, like I said, I play Zelda, but that's about it, because nothing about the whole concept of the Switch is it's a mobile gaming platform. That's the point of it. Even I've heard that it works best as a mobile performance-wise in the non-docked form, because you can dock it and play it on your TV like a normal console, but I've heard the performance is way worse for that.
Because it upscales it to 1080.
Yeah, it upscales everything, and I think it adds in more details.
But there's nothing
stuff like that. It was supposed to. But
the docking station doesn't add anything to it. Like there's nothing in the dock.
From what I understood, the docking station was supposed to add more power to it, but I don't think that happened. I'm not looking at your stream.
I'm showing a 0.
Kate said a few minutes ago, said Rivet stream.
Lovely.
So you may have to restart your stream. Everybody come over here. It's the first episode. We're still working out all the kinks. It's fun.
No, mine's showing up.
I don't know.
I'm looking at it on my end, so it's fine.
I guess.
It's crappy. It looks like crap, but it's there. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Okay, apparently you're back now. Okay, Kate says you're back now.
Okay.
Rivet's side keeps crashing. Tomoki said, I don't know.
You know what?
See, this is the fun part about doing two streams. One goes down, you can bounce between that and the other one. So, technology.
Yeah, it's just...
Honestly, saying I'm now watching this Zelda footage, just to continue ranting about Zelda. A lot of the things, it's... From what I've heard, they've made it a much more modern game, which is interesting. One of the big problems I have with Nintendo is that they are locked in their own little bubble. And they can afford to be, because they have the money to do it. but they are locked in their own little bubble and they won't change their way. A good way to look at that's the way they handle Let's Plays. You have to get your check from them.
That's actually not. How do I put this? They don't really have a legal leg to stand on when it comes to that.
They don't, but they still get away with it.
Yeah, and until somebody actually stands up to them and takes them on toe to toe, like some YouTuber has to actually sue Nintendo for this.
Yeah, but nobody wants to sue Nintendo because, it's Nintendo.
Well, that's the thing. You're going up against the behemoth. But, I mean... okay. In the YouTube community, there's a whole bunch of people like what H3H3 got the lawsuit against him and his wife or whatever. Do you know about that one?
I've heard of it. I don't follow them.
I don't follow them at all, but I mean, I kind of was hearing the things. I mean, I watched a lot of Philip DeFranco stuff, so I mean, you kind of get tied in with that.
Right.
So they were getting sued by another YouTuber because of defamation and all this other bullshit. Because
I remember that.
So basically, it was like a GoFundMe. They raised a whole bunch of money for the legal issues, and they're pumping out a crap ton of money because the guy that's suing them, he got a lawyer that basically is going to go on and say, I'm not going to collect a fee until I win. So it's not costing him a dime, and so the lawyer is being very aggressive apparently. That's the kind of thing that. But what I was trying to allude to is like if this ever happens, if Nintendo comes after somebody, and the community gets behind them.
You keep talking. I have to take a phone call. Apparently,
you got an emergency. Okay, go. Well, yeah, if you guys are watching on my stream, you're probably very, very happy. Yeah, so anyway, what I was trying to allude to is that, if it ever comes down to somebody actually has to take on Nintendo, let's only hope that, there's a community backing the people that need their help. Because the reason why I don't support anything with Nintendo on my channel at all is because of the fact of their totalitarian practices on how anybody that puts up a video for YouTube, they will claim the monetization for it.
You're going to have to one-man this for a couple minutes. I got some stuff. Apparently, I've got to go run and do something real quick.
Dude, don't worry about it.
Try and keep it about 20 minutes.
We can end it here, man. We don't have to have it being an hour or anything. We can come back later on. I got to work out my internet issues anyway, so.
But yeah, if we're having issues and you want to end it off, I've got to go. Something that I didn't know was going to happen.
Dude, that's not an issue. We started off early anyway. It's like we weren't supposed to start for another 10 minutes anyway, so.
All right, so I guess we can come back.
Yeah, we'll come back later on.
Sometime. Super professional, but
it doesn't have to be, man. This is us just having a conversation. Who cares? It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, so we'll get everything figured out, and we'll come back later.
I'll tweak my internet, so I'll work. I'll sit here and work while you go off and do your work.
Do some tweaking.
Yeah. See you guys later.
All right, see you guys later.